What types of mutations do we recognize? Gene structural mutations, those affecting genes, chromosomes, and chromosomal sets. Genome, those affecting chromosomes, autosomes, and the genome, induced and spontaneous. Structural and functional, hereditary and epigenetic. Mutations, gene structural and conditional, those affecting genes, chromosomes, and chromosomal stats. Those affecting the genes, chromosomes, chromosomal sets, but the genome, those affecting chromosome, autosomes in the genome. Autosomes, structural and functional, hereditary and epigenetic. 51, false, true, true, false, true, false, true, true, false, true. Those affecting the genes, chromosomes, and the genome also. The number and size of mitochondria are constant, depend on the cell type. Yes. Are variable, do not depend on the cell type, its developmental stage, and metabolic activity. Do not depend. Significantly influenced by oxygen content, depend on the cell type, muscle cell having many mitochondria. False, true, true, false, true, false, true, true. False, true, true, false, true, false, true, true. Okay. The genetic hybridization of a heterozygote with a recessive homozygote is heterozygote with recessive homozygote. Heterozygote with recessive homozygote. True, false, 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 true. 53, true, false, 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 true. Okay. How many autosomes does a human somatic cell contain? How many autosomes does a human somatic cell contain? 22 pairs. 44. An even number. Two sets. False, true, false, true, false. True, false, true, false, true और आखिरी. True, false, true, false, true और आखिरी नहीं. Two sets नहीं. Sets नहीं होते autosomes में. Which of the following statements are true about gonosomes in humans? They are called chromosome X and Y. True about gonosomes. Present in gametes, combination YY normally does not exist. Yes. Only one gonosome is present in a normal gamete. Yes. A somatic cell always contains the Y chromosome. Always contains the X chromosome. Combination of YY determines the. They are also called autosomes. True, 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 false, true. Okay. Endoplasmic reticulum belongs to membranous organelles. Yes. Is not important for transport, is often localized near the nucleus, is not among membranous organelles, is involved in protein modification, has two forms, rough and smooth endoplasmic, involved in intracellular transport. It appears as a system of vesicles, flat cisterns, and tubules under the electron microscope. मैंने पढ़ा हुआ भी है. True, false, true, false, true, 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 true. True, false, true, false, true, 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 true. Okay. Mother has blood group O and father AB. What blood group can their children have? Mother has O or AB. AO, BO. False, false, true, false, false, true. 157. False, false, true, false, true, true, false, true. Mother has blood group O and father AB. $157. False, false, true, false, true, true. Oh, with 0% probability. Yeah. AB with 0% probability. Galactosemia is a hereditary molecular disease. Galactosemia is autosomal recessive, somatic, hereditary molecular disease, hereditary autosomal recessive disease, disease caused by the lack of one galactose degradation enzymes. One of galactose degradation enzymes. This belongs to the inborn hereditary malformations. Hereditary disease caused by a chromosome mutation. Chromosomal dominant, recessive, pleiotropic effect. 158. True, 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 or akhri. Lack of one of galactose belongs to the inborn hereditary malformations. An inherited disease where the mutant allele has pleiotropic effect. Autosomal recessive. How many groups of chromosomes are in the human karyotype based on Denver classification? How many groups of chromosomes are in the human karyotype based on Denver classification? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 7. False, false, true or akhri. One parent has heterogeneous blood group A and a second parent has heterozygous blood group B. What blood groups can their child have? One parent has heterozygous blood group A, AO, and the other parent has a BO. A with 25% possibility, AO with 25%, B with 25%, AB with 25%, AO, BO. बिल्कुल सब 25%. Homozygous blood group A, homozygous blood group B with 25%. No. Blood group AB with 75% probability. No. With 25%. Blood group O with 50%. (160) ABCD. Ribosomes are not formed from a biomembrane. Ribosomes are not formed from biomembrane. Yes, they can occur freely in the cytoplasm. Yes, are responsible for lipid synthesis and eukaryotic organized composed of proteins and RNA. Are responsible for sugar synthesis, for protein synthesis, surface of smooth endoplasmic reticulum. True, true, false, false, true, false, true. True, true, false, false, true, false, true. Protein synthesis occurs on cell inclusion, cytoskeletal fibers, ribosomes, microtubules, ribosomes in the cytoplasm, ribosomes in lysosomes, ribosomes attach to the endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes attach to centromeres. False, false, true, false, true, false, true. False, false, true, false, true, false, true. Can the daltonic parents have a colorblind child? Seven percent of the sons were colorblind. 163. True, true. False, false, false. True, true. Yes, with 100% probability, all children must be colorblind. Okay, क्योंकि पेरेंट्स दोनों कलर ब्लाइंड हैं तो फिर बच्चे भी सारे हो सकते हैं. Set of genotypically and phenotypically identical individuals is called twins. No. No. True. Pure line if there is an inbred line if they are the result of breeding of relatives. A clone that originated from vegetarian. Pure line. ये सारे गलत हैं. Okay, 164. Okay, when both parents have a heterozygous blood group A, their children may have blood group heterozygous AO A with 75% probability. सिर्फ OO बस. Homozygous A with 25% probability. Heterozygous A with 50% probability. Homozygous O with 25% probability. False, true, false, true. The RH factor is inherited as an autosomal recessive trait. X-linked monosomal, an autosomal dominant trait. Autosomal dominant. X-linked, autosomal intermediate, Y-linked, X-linked, 166. False, true. An autosomal dominant. Example of normal human traits with Mendelian inheritances. An example of normal human traits with Mendelian inheritance. Hemophilia, blood groups, daltonism. And 67. False, true, true. Mendelian inheritance. क्या? False, true, true. False, true, true. Blood groups. Mendelian inheritance. What is this? Hemophilia. डाल्टनिज्म लिंक्ड है. डाउन सिंड्रोम का कोई मकसद नहीं है. आई कलर. become a left-handed or right-handed is also Mendelian inheritance. Blood group, eye color, left and right-handed. Golgi apparatus does not have a synthetic function. 168. Golgi apparatus does not have a synthetic function. It only has a packaging. Functionally almost inactive. Has synthetic and secretory functions. Is not formed by a biomembrane. Is also involved in the synthesis of some polysaccharides. Does not participate in transport processes. Is involved in the modification of substance to be secreted from the cell. 68. False true, false true, false true, false true. Seriously? It does have a synthetic function. False true. For my system assistance, false true. Functionally almost like غلط synthetic and secretory function. Yes, not for my غلط involved in the synthesis of some polysaccharides. Okay. Does not participate in transport processes. غلط involved in modification of substance to be secreted from the cell. Yes. Okay. Polyploidy is a multiplication of some chromosomes. Multiplication of complete chromosome sets. Lack of certain genes. Multiplication is a multiplication of some chromosomes. Multiplication of complete chromosome sets. A lack of certain genes. Multiplication of incomplete chromosome sets. Triploidy and tetraploidy. 169. False true, false, false, true, true. False, true, false, false, true, true. Multiplication of complete chromosome sets. Polyploidy. Carried. How many chromosomes or sets of chromosomes are found in a diploid human cell? How many chromosomes or sets of chromosomes are found in a diploid human cell? 2 haploid cells of chromosomes, 2n, 23, 46. How many chromosomes or sets of chromosomes are found in a diploid human cell? 2 haploid sets of chromosomes. Two n, 23 chromosomes twice, 46 chromosomes. Same. Zygote, egg. Yes. One 70. True, 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 true. False, false, true. Same number of chromosomes as in a zygote. Yes. The change of gene pool is caused by. The change of the gene pool is caused by monohybridism. Mutation if the carrier survives and can reproduce itself. Evolution, natural selection. And 71. False true, false true, false true. False true, false true, false true. A selection. A natural selection, a selection. Jack Astral हो या ना हो. Genetic pool is a set of alleles of all inherited traits in an individual. All inherited traits, one family, particular species. Alleles for all inherited traits in a particular species. In the particular population members, dominant alleles, particular family members, recessive alleles of particular phenotypes of one population member, genetic pool, all phenotypically manifested traits in a particular species. 172. False, false, true, true. Alleles for all inherited traits in particular species and alleles for the particular population members. Particular population members. Genetic pool. Population members, species. What is the chromosomal determination of gender? 173. What is the chromosomal determination of gender? In mammals, males have chromosomes XY, yes. In mammals, females have chromosomes XX, yes. In birds, males have ZZ. Butterflies, females have ZW. No, but birds, females have ZW. No. Butterflies, males have chromosome ZZ. In mammals, females have chromosomes XY. Males have. In birds, male have ZZ. In butterflies, मैंने सही किया था यार. Males have XY, females have XX, birds have ZZ, butterflies have ZW. Bird, female have ZW. इनमें भी ZW है. Butterflies और birds एक ही बात है. Independent groups of factors causing variability in organisms are induced variability and induced inheritance. Causing variability in organisms, independent groups of factors, induced variability and induced inheritance. Independent groups of factors causing variability in organisms are induced variability and induced inheritance, non-hereditary variability and external factors. Natural, inherited, and acquired agents of the environment, hereditary and non-hereditary variability, genotype and external environmental factors, hereditary variability in genotype, independent groups of factors. 74. False, 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 true, true. False, 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 true, true. Natural, inherited, and acquired agents of the environment. ये गलत wording है यार. 175. The karyotype is morphological determination of the cell nucleus type. Morphological determination of the cell nucleus. Karyotype. No. Scheme of gene organization. No. Chromosomal organization. The count and morphology of the chromosome within the cell nucleus. Yes. Amino acid sequence. Map a microscopic image of the chromosomes of the eukaryotic cells that identify them. A prokaryotic cell. The same in healthy individuals within the same species, but the difference, yes, in all healthy individuals of one species the same. The difference is given by age. No. 175. False, false, true, false, true, false, true. False, false, true, false, true, false, true. Okay. An example of human metabolic disease is human metabolic disease. Galactosemia. False, true. 176. False, true. Okay, shukr, alhamdulillah. What are the genotypes of the parents if their son is hemophiliac and their daughter is a healthy homozygote? Son is hemophiliac, daughter is a healthy homozygote. So healthy. Oh, अच्छा, healthy दोनों नहीं हो सकते, ये गलत है. Healthy normal, the daughter, father में नहीं होना चाहिए. Yes. Father diseased or healthy. तो फिर disease कहाँ से आई? Father healthy, daughter healthy, और ये diseased why? ये हो सकता है. Father diseased, no. Son is healthy homozygote. उल्टा यार, hemophilia. Daughter is a healthy homozygote. तो ये फिर भी हो सकता है. Hemophilia, लेकिन नहीं, daughter नहीं. Should be a healthy homozygote or son हो सकता है. And daughter should be a healthy homozygote. Mother is a carrier, father is healthy. Mother is a carrier and father is sick. Yes. No, father is healthy. Mother is not a homozygote. No. False was true, false true. 177. False was true, false true. Okay. The X heterochromosome related hereditary diseases in humans are. The X heterochromosome related hereditary diseases in humans are. Hemophilia, X heterochromosome related hereditary diseases. 29 off. Okay. Hereditary healthy in humans are X chromosome related. Hemophilia, daltonism, hemorrhagic disease type A. 178. True, false, false, true, true, true. True, false, false, false. True, true, true. Color blindness, daltonism. Hemophilia तो है X chromosome related. Color blindness X linked. Daltonism X linked. But hemorrhagic disease type A is also X linked. Daltonism, color blindness occurs more often in men. Both in men and women, only men and also in women. $179. False, true, false, was true, false, true. False, true, false, was true, false, true. Lysosomes, okay. Are exclusively found in plant cells, found in the intracellular, are involved in intracellular digestion. Yes, are found in animal cells and fungi. do not contain digestive enzymes, are involved in breaking down worn-out organelles, participate in the program cell death, are involved in substance synthesis, or small vesicles formed by a biomembrane. Yes. False, true, true, false, true, true, false, true. False, true, true, false, true, true, false, true. The basic methods of human genetics are genealogy, I don't know, population research, criminology, cytochemistry, morphological, research of twins, physiological cultivation. False, true, false, 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 true. 181. True, 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 false, false, true. True, true, true. False, false, true. Genealogy, population research, and gametology, gametes के साथ, okay? The research of twins. The mother has a blood group AB and the brother has a blood group AB and his sister has a blood group O. Parents AOBO. Heterozygous A and heterozygous B. Homozygous codon. False, true, false, false, true. False, true, false, false, true. Genes are sections of DNA molecules and chromosomes. Genes are sections of DNA molecules and chromosomes. Yes, consist of ribosomes and DNA. Control the production of specific proteins. Are present in full set in each individual diploid cell. Are divided into minor and major effect genes. Are present in full set in an individual haploid cell. Are found on the chromosome loci, provide non-hereditary variability. True, false, true, true, false, false, true. True, false, true, 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 false, true, true, true. Are divided into minor and major effect genes. इनके ज़्यादा effects होते हैं, इनके थोड़े effects होते हैं. Why the human inheritance cannot be examined by the crossing method? Because due to ethical reasons, due to low number of offspring, due to the low number of monitored generations, because human gametes are not crossing, due to the long lifespan of man, lack of funding, due to aesthetic reasons. False, true, 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 false, true. False, true, 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 false, true. Quantitative traits are the color of rose petals. Qualitative, quality, quantity. Color of rose petals कुछ भी हो सकता है. Intensity of metabolism, functional, eye color, phenotype, hair color, gender, body height. 185. लेकिन ये मुझे लगता है हाँ true, false, false, true, false, true. True, false, false, true, false, true. Quality, quantity. Qualitative traits are color of rose petals, intensity of metabolism, functional, eye color, hair color. Gender तो बिल्कुल ही binary है. Body height, quantity है. Quantity, gender is binary, तो ये दोनों नहीं है. Phenotype binary, functional, quantity, intensity, quantity. Color of rose petals, कुछ options हैं. Eye color, कुछ options हैं. Hair color, कुछ options. तीनों colors हैं. Colors are qualities. Mother has heterozygous blood group A. Her baby has homozygous blood group A. Heterozygous AO. तो जो फादर AO भी हो सकता है और AB भी हो सकता है. हेट्रोजाइगस A हो सकता है, ये नहीं हो सकता, ये नहीं हो सकता. AO और AA. Heterozygous A or B. सब protest करवाना बस। B क्यों होगा? B हो तो फिर B है, A नहीं आ सकता। A homozygous A और heterozygous A। homozygous O नहीं हो सकता, heterozygous A और homozygous A। Seriously, 186. True, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. 187. The grandmother has an autosomal dominant trait. Her daughter does not have this trait. The grandmother has an autosomal dominant trait. Her daughter does not have this trait. What is the probability that the grandchild will have this trait if the father is recessive homozygous for? तो ये भी recessive है और वो भी recessive है, तो 0%. We'll never have it 0%. False, 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 true, false, false, true. 187. Okay. The grandmother has an autosomal recessive trait. Her daughter does not have this trait. Autosomal recessive. What is the probability the grandchild will also not have this trait if his father is the dominant homozygote? 0% will always have it. False, true, false, 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 true. Autosomal recessive trait. Is the dominant homozygote for the trait. False, 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 true, false, false, true, false, false, false. Not have this trait. False, true. False, false, true. Will never have it. Grandmother has an autosomal recessive trait. Her daughter does not have this trait. What is the probability that the grandchild will also not have this trait if his father is the dominant homozygote? Dominant homozygote. Grandmother, her daughter does not have this trait. फिर इसका मतलब है she is a the grandchild will also not have this trait. False, 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 true, false, false, true. 100% will never have it. Because दोनों हैं तो ये इसके पास 100%, तो ये recessive trait नहीं आ सकती उस बच्चे के पास. 100% will never have it. Genotype of a dihybrid that is dominant homozygote for the first trait and heterozygote for the second trait is the genotype of a dihybrid that is dominant for homozygote for the first trait. The genotype of a dihybrid that is dominant homozygote for the first trait and heterozygote for the second trait is dominant homozygote for the first trait and heterozygote dominant hetero dominant hetero dominant hetero dominant hetero. Yeah, true आखिरी true. Okay, the inheritance ensures the transfer of genetic traits from generation to generation. Ensures the transfer of genetic traits from offspring to parents. Cannot be separated from variability. Cannot be separated from variability. Inheritance is variability. It is not variability. Inheritance वही हो सकती है. Causes the offspring to resemble their parents. Can be separated from variability. The ability of living organisms to pass predisposition for traits from parents to offspring. Living organisms to pass predisposition for traits from offspring to. Ability of living organisms to pass predisposition for traits from generation to generation. Cause the offspring to be identical with the parents. No. जीन से. So true और आखिरी चार 190. True, false, true, false, true, true, true. True, false, true, false, true, true, true. Ensures the transfer generation from generation. Ghalat cannot be separated from variability but is not variability itself. Cause the offspring to resemble their parents is the ability to pass traits from parents to offspring. Must be designed for traits from generation to generation. Cause the offspring to identical with the parents. No. But inheritance is not variability. Ensures the mutations that change the structure of genes but do not change the structure or number of chromosomes are called structure of genes but do not change the structure or number of chromosomes. Genome mutation, chromosome mutation, gene pool mutations, diploid, haploid, gene mutations. False was true. The grandmother has an autosomal recessive trait. Her daughter does not have this trait. Then even the grandchild will not have the trait. The father is the dominant homozygote. 100% will never have it. Human chromosomal set is the same for all body cells of an individual. Human chromosomal set is the same for all body cells of an individual. Same for all family members are transferred unchanged from parents to offspring. ये गलत है, ये गलत है. It's the same for all. No. The human chromosomal set is a chromosome map. It is also composed of autosomes. It is also composed of gonosomes. True, false, false, true और आखिरी पे. True, false. Is a chromosome map. गलत. That is karyotype. Grandmother has an autosomal recessive trait. Her doesn't. Even the grandchild will not have this trait. The father is recessively homozygous for the trait. Ooh. बेटी के पास नहीं है. She is dominant. 25%. Her daughter does not, so she is. %. A half. 194 true, false, 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 true. Can the child inherit color blindness from father if both of them recognize the colors normally? $195. False was true, false, true, false, true. False was true, false, true, false, true. Yes, but only a son. Daughter cannot, even if the mother is a carrier. A daughter cannot. If the father has a blood group O and the mother also has a blood group O, the children may only have blood group O. Yes, children will have homozygous O with 0%. Child will have homozygous O with the same probability heterozygous O. Both are universal blood donors. Yes. AB. All offspring will have blood group O with 100% probability. True, false, false, true, false, true. Allelic pair. Allelic pair is represented formed by two alleles. May be formed by two dominant alleles, cannot be formed by two recessive, can be formed by two recessive, with the genomes inherited from one parent, contains one functional and one morphological allele. False, true, true, false, true. Genes are located in DNA macromolecules, are found in a protein, are biochemical ground for trait formation, are the molecular grounds of the traits. Molecular? Are embedded in cells in the ultrastructure of their chromosomes, are the basic building blocks of enzymes. Genes, with major effect encodes quantitative traits. Are located in the cell nucleus. True, false, true, 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 false, false, true. True, false, true, 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 false, false, true. Are found in a protein? No. Basic building blocks? No. Encodes quantitative traits? No. Okay, mutation that change the number. Mutations change the structure of chromosomes but do not change the structure of genes, or the number of chromosomes are called genome mutation. Chromosome mutations. Gene mutation, gene pool, diploid, haploid. ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है. False, true. Chromosome mutations. Structure of chromosomes. Chromosome mutation होगी ना. Induction of active defense against the infection in humans occurs after pasteurization. No. Active immunization. Preventive vaccination. Yes. The administration of antibodies prepared in advance. No. Production of cytotoxic substances. After a production of cytotoxic substances. Vaccination. Yes. Distillation. No. Passive immunization. No. False, true, true, false, false, true. False, true, true, false, false, true. Okay. What do protozoa produce on the surface in unfavorable conditions? Capsid, protective envelope. False, false, true, true. False, true, false, true. A cyst, protozoa. False, true, false, true. Oncogenic viruses can cause an extension of the interface of cells. No. Viral inflammation of endocrine, uncontrollable cell division, tuberculosis, meningitis, infectious hepatitis, controllable development of a malignant tumor. False was true, Rakhri. Do protozoa have simple regulations? Do protozoa have simple regulations? Yes, it's based on enzymes. It depends on environmental conditions. And because they don't need a regulation, it is not known. Yes, but only some of them. False, true. 203. Oh, come on.